I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Makakodas, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on this glorious Feast of Tabernacles night, first night of it. And the water for pushing this truth. I'm about to cannibalism, human flesh, serving restaurant shut down. I'm about to read a little bit of a few articles. Now this started from when me being out Arlington a man from, what the hell is that place? Somalia. Yeah, the man from Somalia. We was in the but I was locked up out on Arlington one time, and we was in the day room or whatever. He was telling everybody, he was like, in my country, when you go to the nice restaurants, they ask you what type of meat you want, human meat or animal meat. We was like, nah, man. And he say, oh, look it up when you get out. I never did. So last night I was talking about Oscar and how people might be eating Oscar, and come to find out the way they put Oscar together, it's like they could make him into any animal, make him move, and then you kill Oscar and eat Oscar. I don't know what's going on, but I know that a lot of articles did pop up about restaurants and cannibalism when I had looked it up last night. And the thing about it is that it causes diseases. Now movies got people thinking it makes them like crazy or whatever, and it does have like some sort of like zombie like effect, like it makes people twitch and walk weird or whatever, like the symptoms of it is like zombie-ish. But cannibalism, human flesh serving restaurant shut down. A restaurant in Nigeria has reportedly been shut down by the police for cooking human flesh and serving it to customers. So how did these customers not know? What seasoning did they use to have the customers be repeat customers? The police shouldn't have had to shut it down. If you're selling breast and thighs or butt cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Then how is the restaurant getting customers? It's because people are enjoying that food. We're coming into a time like never before. It's about to get bad out here, y'all. Locals in the area who suspected something horrific was taking place inside the kitchen tipped off the police, who subsequently raided the hotel restaurant. Wow. The hotel restaurant makes me think of human trafficking. Hotel restaurant to discover human heads that were still dripping with blood and plastic bags. A local priest, that's interesting, who ate at the restaurant located in the southeastern province of Anambra, was alarmed at the price of meals there, especially where the meat came from. The priest was presented with a bill of 700 naira when the daily wage of tens of millions of Nigerians is around 200 naira. The attendant noticed my reaction and told me it was a small piece of meat I had eaten that made the bill scale that high, the priest said. I did not know I had been served with human meat and that it was expensive, he added. So he only had a small piece of human meat and didn't even know that it was human meat. And they want to charge him extra from it. This shit's crazy, man. Like they got to pay for a human. During the raid, police also found a large arsenal of weapons, including grenades. God damn. Grenades. 10 people were arrested in connection to the crimes. I'm not surprised at the shocking revelation. Every time I went to the market, I observed strange activities going on in the hotel. A resident of the area said people who were never cleanly dressed and who looked a bit strange made their way in and out of the hotel, making me very suspicious of their activities, he added. Well, we're coming to a time a lot worse than that, all right? We're coming into a time a lot worse than that. All right, it's about to be famines out here. It's about to be famines out here. Yeah. I thought I'd be able to get to it before I lost my signal. Anyway. I don't feel like going to Ezra's right now. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. We're seeing that on a scale like it's never. Look, I've been alive for a long time, okay? It went really fast. Very, very fast. It's been a lot of days. And I ain't never seen nothing like this before. All right? In these little 20 years or whatever of being an adult. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. And when I look back at the 4 decades, I ain't never seen nothing like this before, heard of it like this before. Now, when I say I ain't never seen nothing like this before, I'm talking about on the magnitude all at the same time. Right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And this is exactly where Yahushua was warning his brethren about, his friends about. Right? He said he considers them to be his brethren if they do the will of his Father. He said that he considers them to be his friends because a friend knows not what, a servant knows not what the master doeth. Right? So he's giving them he's giving them what is it? The words I speak are spirit and truth. All right, he's giving them spirit and truth. The words that Yahushua speak are spirit and truth. Shalaki. Well, I said life, but you should know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Right? You ain't free if you're dead. You're free if you're alive. You enjoy your freedom when you're alive. The truth is life. Okay? John chapter 6, verse 63. Either way, I messed up when I was quoting the scripture. Point blank, period. John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Okay? Now the flesh profited nothing, right? Because the spirit is eternal. Right? We can be cast back into another body even before the destruction, so be it, and be a chicken nugget, little chicken nugget for somebody. Lord willing, that's not the case. John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. All right, so Yahushua was speaking spirit and life to his friends, to his brethren, to his disciples, who later became apostles. Nah, it's no video this time. It's just straight articles. All right, we seen that one. All right, Kuru. Kuru is a disease of the nervous system. So eating human meat causes a disease for the nervous system. It's no telling what Esau Edom and ham and cheese, what Ham is doing for the cheese and Esau Edom is doing just because he's just the wicked. He's just the wicked. All right. Kuru is, especially Moab, we already see them eating trying to eat live octopuses and all. They don't even want, come on now. Live crickets and live whatever, snails or crabs, baby crabs, whatever they was doing. Moab is out of control. All right. Now, if you Google vagina, if you Google cooking cow vagina, you must do it. Do not eat the bourbon chicken. Okay. You don't got to watch the whole preparation thing. It's a long process. They shave it. They do a whole lot of stuff. Do not eat the bourbon chicken. I'm not even going to get on orange chicken. I haven't figured that out yet. But bourbon chicken, definitely Google cow. Let me quiet down. Industrial park. Business park. Google cow vagina. All right? Google cow vagina. And you can skip towards the end when it's all nice and sauteed and seasoned and stuff. God damn. So Kuru is a disease of the nervous system. Kuru is a very rare disease because ain't nobody eating humans like that. But we're coming into days that's worse than ever before. It's about to be an outbreak on Kuru. Matter of fact, that's what I might name this. Future Kuru outbreak. And I'm not saying that I don't know how bad it's going to be, but it says it's a very rare disease. Well, it's about to be an outbreak of that disease. Because people don't even know they're eating human flesh. Kuru is a very rare disease. It is caused by an infectious protein, prion, found in contaminated human brain tissue. Kuru is found among people from New Guinea who practice a form of cannibalism in which they ate the brains of dead people as part of a funeral ritual. The practice stopped in 1960, but cases of Kuru were reported for many years afterward because the disease has a long incubation period. The incubation period is the time it takes for symptoms to appear after being exposed to the agent that causes diseases. And when I was reading dictionary one time, the letter A is the beginning of the dictionary. And when I got to agent, I said, ooh, this word by definition, Esau, you either prove that a code is either a common code. Remember, I was reading the dictionary, I got to see. I said, it proves that either a code is caused by God or you created a code like a disease, virus, something. Virus. I said it either proves that a virus is caused by God or it proves that you created the viruses, because of a virus, something about a virus has to have, it's an agent, an active agent. Something I forgot. Something about the definition proves, in my mind, it was like, it just proves that either you made this, Esau, or God made it. And I want answers. Like, I want answers, but you know what I mean? Anyway, so, agent. All right? An active agent. That's what causes diseases. That's what causes Esau's operation to work too. Now, we're not going to read all this about Kuru. You can do that on your own time. Why'd I highlight this? All right, Smithsonian Magazine. The roast from which I cut and ate a central slice was tender and in color, texture, smell, as well as taste, strengthened my certainty that of all the meats we habitually know, veal is the one meat to which this meat is accurately comparable. Talking about eating meat. All right, human flesh looks like beef, but the taste is more elusive. It's like pork or maybe veal. Okay, and we know that a lot of the world eats pork. All right, so human meat is like pork, tastes like pork or maybe veal. That's what they're saying, and they're saying it looks like beef. Beef. So, restaurants selling human meat. Cannibalism restaurant with roasted human heads on the menu shut down. 2014. Woman made to cook and eat human flesh. Congo group tells United Nations. That's June 30th, 2022. All right, so a year ago, a Congolese woman was kidnapped twice by militants in the Democratic Republic of Congo, repeatedly physically disrespected and forced to cook and eat human flesh. All right. Restaurant in DJIBOUI closed down for serving human meat. All right. Cannibalism. Human flesh serving restaurants shut down. It's 2015. 2016. China denies selling human corned beef to Africa. Human corned beef. I love corned beef hash. Human corned beef. Nigerian restaurant served human flesh to customers. Why you gotta deny selling human corned beef to Africa, man? That's AfricaNews.com. Hotels selling cooked human meat found in ownership. 11 arrested after police got access to the hotel. So that's probably what he's reading about. Hotel restaurant in Anambra closed for selling human meat. That's two different locations, man. Patrons who have for long thought they were enjoying prime beef cuts, God, have been shocked to discover that they have been dining on human flesh. They've been dining on Slime's beef cuts, all right? They got this whole Slime gang from Atlanta. It's a whole lot of missing people all over the place, all right? Whole Slime squad missing. Slime men, women, and children. All right, 2013. Anyway, we ain't, come on now. There's a lot going on out here. Cannibalism restaurant with roasted heads on the menu. See? So, Somalia. Here we go. Somali net home. Well, anyway, that's what made me look up. So you could look up, I opened up some of these. That's what it is. I opened them up. All right, so, and my fault for not getting all the scriptures I wanted to get. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 57. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. And these are the days that we coming into. Everybody's getting ready to go to war over their chump change Federal Reserve notes. Not even money, their Federal Reserve note. Not even money. Look on the front of your money and see it says on the left-hand side, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So you're gonna fight to pay your debt. You're gonna die to pay your debt. That's basically what you're giving up your life for. You're giving up your life for the love of your debt, and to get to buy new things and be in more debt because you bought new things and money's just for debt anyway. Make it. You figure it out. You figure it out. Jeremiah chapter 19 verse 9. You figure it out if you want America to continue. Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 9, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. Why? Because everything's going to be destroyed. All right? Everything's going to be destroyed. You're going to feel like your children's going to die of hunger anyway. All right? You're going to see the sword, everybody dying from the sword. You're going to see your city broken down. It ain't safe in the city. So you're going to flee to the field, flee to the suburb, the county, flee to the woods. Ask the government to protect you. Ask the local mob to protect you. All right? And y'all shall perish with the sword in the field if Yahweh Shem Yahushua isn't with you. And it's the same for me. Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 9, and I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and eat the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat everyone the flesh of his friend, and the siege and straightness wherewith their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. So friends are going to turn on each other, and that's just written. We just read it. All right? Or eat the flesh of their friend. The flesh of their friend. Somebody going to know what this beef tastes like. Somebody going to find out. Ouroboros steak, grow your own human meat kit is technically not cannibalism. It's technically not. It's scientificalism. A group of, hey, listen, if Mary J can make up her words, listen, I'm doing my thing, all right? A group of American scientists and designers have developed a concept for a grow your own steak kit using human cells and blood to question the ethics of cultured meat industry. Whoa. To question anyway. Ouroboros, this is not gonna last long, y'all. Or this is not gonna last on the earth long. This is not gonna last on the Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not with none of this. Ouroboros, I mean, you know what I mean, not with none of this lasting on earth, and this being the way of life on earth. This ain't the type of judgment under the sun that's going to be going on for another 500 years for the Israelites. The resulting bite-sized piece of meat currently on display. Oh, hold on, let me read one paragraph up. Ouroboros steak could be grown by the diner at home using their own, by the diner, Salakia. Ouroboros steak, I don't know how to say it, could be grown by the diner at home using their own cells, which are harvested. Come on now. Using their own cells, which are harvested from the inside of their cheek and fed serum derived from expired donated blood. So you will eat the flesh of your children, huh? There's no way for this prophecy not to come true, huh? You will eat the flesh of your friend, huh? There's no way for this prophecy not to come true, huh? Somebody's gonna eat the flesh of their friends, somebody's gonna eat the flesh of their children, and they're gonna say, ha, I didn't eat them, no. There's no way for this prophecy not to come true. You could do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Thank you, Esau Edom, for giving me more hope in the scriptures than I had before I just read this article completely. The resulting bite-sized pieces of meat, wait a minute. Ouroboros steak could be grown by the diner at home using their own cells, this sounds disgusting, which are harvested from inside of their own cheek. I could just bite my own cheek if I want, and know that that's not something I would want to eat. And fed serum, fed serum derived from expired donated blood, and fed serum, your cheek, oh my God. The cell from your cheek is going to be fed serum derived from expired donated blood. This sounds like you're going to eat Oscar. The resulting bite-sized pieces of meat currently on display as prototypes at the Beasley Designs of the Year, it's Design of the Year, exhibition are created entirely without causing harm to animals. Oh, that's thoughtful. But what does the Bible say about causing harm to animals? That, I mean, oh, man. Better not be out here trying to put no blood on the doorpost. All right? We cannot keep the law. The resorting by, and I'm not saying that is the law. I'm just giving an example is we cannot keep the law. All right? They say don't hurt the animal. The resulting bite-sized pieces of meat currently on display as prototypes at the Beasley Design of the Year exhibition are created entirely without causing harm to animals. The creator argued this cannot be said about the growing selection of cultured meat made from animal cells. Oh my God. Salakia, y'all. I looked that up on my own time. Now. Alright. Matter of fact, I'll let y'all see it. Cultivated meat is grown in steel tanks using cells that came from a living animal, a fertilized egg, or a special bank of stored cells. In the upsized case, it comes out in large sheets that are then formed into shapes like chicken cutlets and sausages. I'm done. There goes our beef sausage. And here we go with Oscar. Now I'm about to get back to some scriptures. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 29, and ye shall eat the flesh of your sons and your daughters. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. So this has been prophesied, and it's come to pass over and over again. All right, 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 29. I'm not out here to save you women. All right. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing, 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria. It's about to be a great famine in Babylon the Great, also known as America. And behold, they besieged it. It's about to be a great famine around the world. And behold, they besieged it. So a famine don't mean you don't got no food. It was besieged. All right. Just like if you get a lockdown, then your city's been besieged by the government. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head, a donkey's head, was sold for four score pieces of silver. A score is 20. So that's 80 pieces of silver. And the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So for 5 pieces of silver and 80 pieces of silver, you could put you could put your doodoo on the pig's head and have the meal of the day. Verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, O Lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? So he didn't ask her help you with what. He knew what she was talking about. Everybody hungry. He said, he didn't say help you with what? He didn't say, is your child lost? What happened? Did the kid run off and play? What happened? Are you having husband problems? Are you having husband problems? I'm the king. I got all the answers. We'll get everybody dressed in purple and we'll get this all discovered out and figure it all out. He didn't say that. The scriptures don't say to do that. What did the king say? What did the king say what the scriptures would say? Verse 26, and as the king of Yasha'ala was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, O Lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, out of the wine press? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? Now he asked her, What aileth thee? He said, Look, you ain't getting no goddamn food. So what's wrong with you? What you need help with? See, if the king wasn't feeding nobody, man. You think Pookie and Ray gonna be feeding you, man? He gonna probably try to hit that one, try to finesse you and hit that, and if that ain't working, he gotta go. All right, it's the end of the world. He ain't gonna put that much effort into it. He ain't gonna wait your 30-day rule, which ain't no rule at all. It just ain't no rule. That was probably in Steve Harvey's book. Right, it's something Esau made up, man. You basically following the white woman's rule. Verse 28, and the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So they chose to eat the children over the poop on the donkey head. If you're gonna eat the human, why don't you just eat the donkey head? The human must, I don't know. It was prophecy, that's why. It was the will of the Lord. It's called judgment, all right? Under the sun is where everybody's alive to be judged. You gave birth to a child so the child could be judged. Something's up with that child. It's here to be judged. I don't know what it did, but it's got judgment coming. I know I've lived mines, and I'm not finished yet. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him, and said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. Somebody could have had a restaurant. Somebody would have made a lot of, well, they wouldn't have made nothing. Somebody would have made, look, they eating kids out there, y'all. And they paying money for donkey heads and poop because they don't want to eat kids. It's getting bad out here because it's going to be worse now than ever before, Daniel 12:1. So we bore my son and did eat him, and I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, so that we may eat him, and she hath hid her son. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes, he tore his clothes. And he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he hath sackcloth within upon his flesh. Right? And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, God do so, and more also to me, if the head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day. All right? So the king was stressed out about this, man. The king was stressed out about this, but this was prophecy being fulfilled. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the children, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. What is fruit? Your offspring. You should know a tree by its fruit. All right? You'll know a parent by the way their children act, so to say, especially when they're young. But and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, and the siege and in the straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee. And that prophecy came true. We just read about it when the king said, what the hell you want me to do for you, man? All right, so there's other scriptures that go along with it as well. I'm supposed to be sticking my head half in the TP tent, kid tent, my daughter's tent. She didn't get home yet to put mine up, struggle with it. Gotta find some pieces.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups. Now what's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation.
That's one piece of meat by itself. Now all of these pieces of meat are gonna get connected and then turn into one single piece of meat. So it's no telling what the hell we've been eating or what we will be eating or what they'll be trying to feed us. As it is written, that bread should be defiled among the Gentiles, or with that will. Let me get it.
Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating. I can add a kidney module. And if I add a limb module, it starts actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimal temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate. And if I add a limb module,
and now he about to put the chicken wings on it. About to put the wings on the breast.
Start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimal temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
He done made Oscar doing the Roger Rabbit, y'all. You can't make this up. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight. Yeah, I bet. 20 shekels a day from the time to time thou shalt eat. And that's exactly what is going to happen. All right? Because it happened before. But after it happens to this magnitude, it's going to get worse, because Daniel 12:1 says it's going to be days that's so bad that if the angels don't come in, then no flesh will be saved. All right, pretty much. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 11. Thou shalt drink also water by measure. The sixth part of a hin from time to time thou shalt drink. Now you should get some sort of water purifier and a quiet generator. Quiet portable generator. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 12. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that come out of man in their sight. Excuse me. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So even though we're gonna come into worse situations, as of now, our bread is still gonna be defiled among the Gentiles, where we've been scattered all throughout the world, all 12 tribes all around the world, looking like all different shades of races. Shalom.
Add another limb.